never actually done this before, filming in the airport like this, but I wanted to update you guys. I wanted to tell you about the adventure that I'm going on in spirit of doing video diaries now. I guess I've always been doing this, and maybe I have. I don't know if I've filmed in the airport before, just one of these videos, but I'm in Spain. I'm on my way to Italy, and Danielle is watching the dogs, my cousin, she's watching the dogs and Duchess in the tent in Portugal. And I'm so tired. I went to a hotel last night to get some sleep because I just needed to get some sleep for this day ahead. So flying to Italy, going to see this motorhome that I've been doing research for months now on motorhomes, and it's an older one, which I know is like concerning with mold, but I also have just had a lot of divine guidance that it will be okay, whether it's the one that I'm going to look at first or my backup options. And I just feel like it's still better than like getting another house in Portugal or another house in Italy and running into the same issue with mold. At least my brain is telling me, at least if it's in a motorhome, I can just renovate it and then maintain it and like keep it in a good condition. But this one that I'm seeing, it looks like it's in good condition. I will do all my testing and everything, and then also use the ozone machine and just like I say, just keep it mold free as best as I can. But I'm super excited to potentially have a home on wheels again. If you know my story, you know that my van broke in Ireland and no one was able to fix it, and I was stranded there for 5 months waiting, because it was like I would get a lead of a mechanic who would say that they could fix it, or they would literally take it and they would start working on it, and then just nothing ever happened. Nothing ever was actually fixed. And so it's just sitting there rotting. Literally, it's covered in mold, and I don't think that it is salvageable. Not for me, at least. It's not something I would ever consider fixing and like redoing van life in. And a lot of you know, like that van took me on such a journey of breaking down and towing it across more borders than I actually drove it across. And so we'll see what the new adventure is, kind of what I'm envisioning for the future. Right now, make sure we're still recording. Oh yes, I am so tired. You're like strapped onto my suitcase right now. It's actually perfect. But what I'm envisioning right now for like the next foreseeable future is get this motorhome. I have to drive back to Portugal to get the animals. I could not figure out another way of getting them here. I didn't want to fly with them. Aslan's hips, he has hip dysplasia, and he has this like extra vertebrae at the lumbar sacral meeting point where I just wouldn't want to put him in a crate where he's going to be stressed. He doesn't like flying. We flew from Ireland to Portugal before, and I could hear him barking the whole time. It's a Kangol. Anything new for a Kangol is really overwhelming. Not many Kangols would ever go on a flight, especially like twice. So it makes the most sense, I think, for me to take it from Italy, drive it back to Portugal, get the animals, be with Danielle longer. Danielle, I still want to make videos with her. We never really got to because we've just been planning this for the past week, and we had a lot of quality time together. But she, you know, I mentioned in my other video, she was hit by a car on her bike. She's okay, but like she is quite rattled, I guess. Like she has some wounds and stuff that she needs to heal before she can go on her own adventure. Her plan is potentially to go on the Camino and do that for a little while, but she needs time to heal. So I'll get there, get everything, get the van sorted, kind of just like see Portugal in the van, like experience where I was living and whatnot, but in a van this time. And I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to have her with me for however long that is, and you know, make the van feel like home. And then the idea, I think, is to start, probably go to Ireland, get my clothing and stuff that's in storage, and then head back to Italy. And I think like spend the winter in Italy, I still am feeling that I would like to have some kind of home base in Italy, not on the farm anymore. If you know, I'm a part of an animal rescue in Italy, and I was living on that farm for a while and like helping with my role at the farm. I'm still a board member of the rescue, and I'm still very much involved, and I also am going to probably go on a little stop on my way back to Portugal, where I'm going to stop and see one of our baby horses, our foals, who is not doing well, and she was in surgery, and so I'm going to stop and see her. The farm owner Nikki asked me to stop and see her and check on her, meet her, because I haven't met her, and she's Maisie's baby. If you remember, Maisie is like the Pinto horse that we have. She's a beautiful mare, and she had the first baby horse that I ever saw born, and that's Force, and so yeah, that was like a year and a half ago, and now she has baby Sia, and Sia, I don't know exactly, I don't want to say that wrong, but she has some things going on, and she is in a really risky state right now. So I wish I had some sound bowls or something to go like help her while she's in this state, but I think I'll just go and be with her and send her healing energy and whatnot, and I will document that and show you guys. And then stop at the farm, see Ladybug, see everybody, and spend the night probably, get sorted with the van, and start making my way through France, through Spain, and then down back to Portugal. Tis the general idea. I am vlogging this, and I am putting that together, but as we know, if you've been watching my last videos, like this is my favorite format because I can just like put it up right now as I'm sitting here, and I get to connect with you guys and check in with you and update you. And so you have been on this journey with me. Like if you've been subscribed for a while, you've been on this journey with me. It has been such a freaking journey. It's sometimes like last night, especially last night, because let me make sure we're still recording. Because I don't have Arlo, and I don't have, you know, any of the other zoo with me. I haven't been without Arlo in over 3 years. Like we have always traveled together. He's always been in my hotel rooms with me. That was my first time in a very, very, very long time, like being alone. And I didn't realize like how that would be so shocking for me. And so I was alone, and just kind of for a second while I was falling asleep, just like processing like, what am I doing? I'm in Madrid, and I am, you know, just laying here about to go see a motorhome in Italy, and just kind of like processing what I'm doing. I think it's important, especially to be alone sometimes, and so I think this is good for me. I think it's good for Danielle too, to process her own time being alone, being off the yacht that she was working on. And so there was something else I was going to say with that, but either way, I'm going to arrive there. I have a mechanic friend who's going to be on the phone to support, and then I also have a mechanic that we're going to take the van to. The guy is getting the motorhome inspected and passing the revisione, which is like in the UK it's the MOT, in France it's the CT, it's a roadworthiness test, and so he's getting that. There was just like a thing that had to be done, I guess, the light. So it's not in perfect condition because it's old, and I know we don't want the same situation as last time, but it's not gonna happen. I really like these older motorhomes for some reason, and I think I just have to follow that. And mechanical work, like if I have to go to a mechanic, it'll be much different than with the last van, because I'm like, don't worry about me, I'm explaining myself. But the last van had this quick gear shift because it was a semi-automatic, because I arrived to Europe and I was like, I want an automatic van, being American. And now it's like I've learned how to drive manual, and I don't need that. But because I was so focused on getting that, I ended up with this gearbox that nobody knew how to fix. And it was that special shifting technology that was the reason why I ended up towing it in so many places. It's because just like people either didn't want to work on it or they didn't know how. And this, from my understanding, being like a Ford engine and whatnot, even though it's old, so it might be hard to get parts sometimes, but most mechanics will understand it, which is also part of the decision making for it. We're gonna make it so cute. I will show you photos once the time has come, once I've decided on a motorhome. So wish me luck. I hope to get this up before I board my flight, and I will see you in the next video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, put a wolf emoji. We love wolves. And if you want to sign up for my subconscious reprogramming app for manifesting your own dream life, your own chosen timeline, which I used to do literally this brain rewiring method with the vision of being in a van in Europe with my dogs, with horses. And so you continue to reprogram your mind for anything that you want while regulating your nervous system, while normalizing your chosen timeline within your nervous system. It is such a powerful method, using your own voice. If you know, my course, Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, was my most popular by far course ever. And it was teaching you how to listen to your own voice, talking about your dream life with these certain frequencies, which are in the app. And you listen to it while you're sleeping, which they literally do in the CIA to reprogram the mind of like their enemies, pretty much, from what I was reading about recently. And so you can do that in the app. You can listen to your sleep NŌVÉ is what it's called now. And you can listen to story times, NŌVÉs, pep talks from your future self, chosen timeline self, all reprogramming your mind. And you can do guided sessions, which are personalized. And it's like my voice doing a guided session on different categories within the chosen timeline, and then your voice enters the scene to help you do that process of neurons that fire together, wire together. So taking the undesired neuron of like a limiting belief, which you have a library of limiting beliefs within the app, and then immediately firing it, like going on that guided meditation journey, depending on how long you choose to do it. There's different durations of listening to your chosen timeline, a scene in your chosen timeline, or a pep talk. I love this app. I really, really do. And like, I've just received such amazing feedback. I probably won't put screenshots right now just because I want to get the video up, but someone just said on my, or tagged me in their story saying like, I think I just opened up some portals or something with Araya's app. And because it was just like, I think so shocking. I think it is very shocking for people who it's meant to be with. You know, it's not for everybody, but if you're called to it, I definitely invite you to try NŌVÉ. So it's linked in the description, and I'm gonna go board. Love you guys. I will see you in the next video.